complaining what we do not have anymore. I'll share something with you. Some of you know that I teach a class for Kaplan University. I have the honor to have Michelle here. Where are you, Michelle? From Kaplan? Maybe she left already. She was here from Kaplan University. It was an honor that she came. And I teach an online class on ethics. And once a week. And I started implementing this gratitude thing with my students. And I asked them, the first time that I did it, if you agree with this, let's do it. If we don't do it. It's extra curriculum. Okay. So we start the seminar, and each week I ask them, just before we go into the ethics subject matter, for them to share what they feel grateful for that happened the previous week. Just to share it. It is amazing, this turnout. It is amazing. They just wait for their turn because, I'm talking and they're writing, they're chatting. And it is incredible how they continue to say, I'm thankful for this, for that, for this. I'm like, oh my God, you see, people have the power of giving thanks. Only if you guide them. If you just give them the idea. And when we are done with the term, they send me emails like, Professor Ruben, I'm going to continue giving thanks. So that is wonderful. And that is one of the tools I bring to you. And it is in the book. It's principle number 3. Be grateful. Forgive, love, and be grateful. The other principles have to do with doing rituals like writing letters or keeping a journal. That helps a lot. How many of you keep a journal here? Let me see. Keep a journal? Okay, that helps a lot. Some people have been reluctant at the beginning when they come to the practice. Once they start doing it, they see the difference. They see the difference. So it is a big one. Writing letters as well to, when someone has died and there are some unfinished things that we didn't get to tell them. So writing a letter. So it's healing. As Dale said, when we tell our stories, it's healing. And there is actually a very unique technique to let go of traumas, that you tell your story over and over and over and over. And it does work. It does work. It does heal. So it is important to tell the stories. The book contains 60 real stories. Well, I'm going to tell you how the book is done. It's 3 parts, 3 sections. The first section of the book, I talk about what losses are. As we can see, there are different types of losses. Then I talk about what grief is. Grief is just an experience of having a loss. That's how we express that we have experienced a loss, through grief. And there are different manifestations, different dimensions. So you can go into the book and you can do different exercises. The second part of the book is the 60 stories. And then the third part is the transformational system. That are the 11 principles. So remember, in you, you have the power. Within you, you have the resources. It all depends how you take it. And there's a saying that says, Zig Ziglar says it, it is not what happens to you. It is what you do with what happens to you that will make a difference in your life. Let's remember, we have choices. We have choices. You know that I was in Savannah a week ago, 10 days ago, doing a seminar for a hospital, and a reverend of pastoral care, and I had just received the book the day before, so I took the book there. And beautiful, beautiful gentleman, very sensitive. He was looking at the book, and he's like, that's a subliminal message. He said, what are you trying to say with that? Like, what do you see? I said, I want to hear, your perception. And he's like, well, in this, you can see that despite darkness, you can still fly. I loved what he said. And this is my message to you tonight. Despite darkness, you can still fly. It's your choice. you can make it. You can make it happen to you. You can help others, guide them in how they can transform their losses and change their lives. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, any comments, any questions, yes, please.
I'd like to know the moment that caused you to transform or be aware of your loss. You said there was something that happened to you when you were 27 that helped you to go back. Can you describe where you were, what happened?
Yes, thank you for asking. I did an age regression. Are you familiar with that? Doing an age regression. I did that, and I remember my sister Maria Elena recommended this lady, my sister Maria Elena recommended this lady that did regression. Do you remember when Brian Weiss was very famous with many masters, many lives, many masters? So it is the lady who worked with him. What's her name, Maria Elena? Linda Adler? Linda Adler. Yes. Linda Adler. Okay. So I went to her, and as I said, I have never shared this until now, and some very few people know. But you know what? It was so healing that I want to share with you, because then I went to studying that, this regression, because it worked so beautiful with me. And so I went to her, and she asked me, do you want to go to a previous life, or do you have a trauma in this life that you want to heal, to resolve? And it was instant. I said, yes, the death of my dad when I was 12 years old. So we did it, and I relived it totally in my mind. No, I went through there. I saw myself 12 years old, crying, the funeral, the whole thing. It was so painful. It was so painful that when I came out,